نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله اما بعد احييكم بتحيه الاسلام تحيه من اهل الجنه تحية من عند الله مباركة طيبة وهي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. The theme of today's khutbah is مراقبة الله في السر والعلن, being watchful, being careful of Allah Azza wa Jalla secretly and apparently. That is the theme of the khutbah. Brothers and sisters in Islam, I'm enjoying myself and you fear of Allah Azza wa Jalla, as this is the commandment given to the nation before us and also the nation of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that is we, to fear Allah Azza wa Jalla. As I mentioned, or as the name implies, being careful of Allah or watchful of Allah Azza wa Jalla over His servants. The word watchfulness or being careful of Allah Azza wa Jalla has to do with someone to have it in the depth of his heart and being certain that Allah Azza wa Jalla is watching him or her. Allah is observing him inward, is observing his inward and outward, apparently or hidden or secretly. Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned in the Quran that إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَخْفَى عَلَيْهِ شَيْءٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا فِي السَّمَاءِ, that indeed nothing in the heavens and the earth is hidden from Allah Azza wa Jalla. Everything in heaven and everything on the face of the earth, none of them is hidden from Allah. And what is between them? Allah knows everything. Allah is seeing everything, and He is also watching. This watchfulness of Allah Azza wa Jalla and muraqabah, the scholars categorize them into two categories or into two levels. The first category is for you to be careful of Allah. I don't want to use the word be observing or being watchful of Allah, because we are not observing Allah, we are not watchful of Allah, but we're being careful of Allah in order for us to earn the reward and the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jalla. For that, the first of it is you being careful of Allah Azza wa Jalla inwardly and outwardly, in private and also in public. And the second of it is for you to have it in the depth of your heart and being certain that Allah Azza wa Jalla is watching you. As Allah mentioned in the Quran, وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ رَقِيبًا, that Allah Azza wa Jalla is ever watchful over everything. And in another ayah, Allah Azza wa Jalla ends the ayah by the statement, إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلَيْكُمْ رَقِيبًا. Allah Azza wa Jalla is ever watchful, ever observant over you. Allah is ever present and as well is always taking account of everything you are doing. As for the first one, Azza wa Jalla. And that has to do with knowing and being certain that Allah Azza wa Jalla knows everything that you are doing. Nothing, even if you try to hide from human being, you cannot hide from Allah. You cannot hide from Allah in your expression, whatever you express. Allah knows about it. There are messengers that are attached to you. The messengers that I mean the angels. That Allah Azza wa Jalla appointed to be with you to document every expression that you utter, to document every of your action. In fact, what is even running in your mind that you do not utter, before you utter it, Allah knows about it. ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد. There is nothing, there is no word to utter from your mouth except that there are angels that are taking account of that. For you to also know that Allah also knows everything about your action, also your belief, everything that is running in your mind. There is nothing you utter, either your private discussion or secret conversation, except that Allah knows about it. In Allah Sami'un Basir, Allah hears everything, knows everything, and He hears everything. Hearing that does not include any forms of interruption. When, as human beings, when two people are talking at the same time, you can be interrupted by this expression of someone. Because ما جعل الله لرجل من قلبين في جوفه. Allah does not make you by default as human being to listen to two things at the same time. That is not the nature of human being. But Allah is totally different from that. Even if the nation from the time of Nabi Adam till the last born of the time of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam should gather to assemble themselves, everyone to express, to make supplication, to talk, or say anything that I want to say. My discussion will not interrupt your discussion. Your discussion or your expression will not interrupt another person's expression. Don't think you are hidden from Allah, and don't think don't think Allah is absent-minded. وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ اللَّهَ غَافِلًا عَمَّا يَعْمَلُ الظَّالِمُونَ. I mentioned that in the Quran in Surah Ibrahim. لذلك, have it in your mind that whatever you express, whatever you are expressing or you are about to express, Allah knows about it. And when you express it, Allah hears it. He hears it. لقد سمع الله قول الذين قالوا إن الله فقير ونحن أغنياء. قد سمع الله قول التي تجادلك في زوجها وتشتكي إلى الله. A lot of ayat that prove to you that yes, Allah Azza wa Jalla hears everything. Anything, anytime you try to hide the word, Allah hears about it. Also, your action. Don't think all the righteous action you are doing is not being documented. Or the evil action that someone, or the time that someone is disobeying Allah in his action, the person should not think Allah is not seeing him or is not watching him. Also, your belief, whatever that is running in your heart, in your mind, before you express it, before you take action based on what is going around in your mind, Allah knows about it. وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ يَعْلَمُ مَا فِي أَنفُسِكُمْ فَاعْلَمُوا. You know that Allah knows everything that is running in your mind. For that, you have to be aware of that. Beware of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned in the Quran a lot of ayat. One of the statements, الَّذِي يَرَاكَ حِينَ تَقُومُ, is the one who sees you when you arrive at night to observe night prayer while everyone is sleeping. You stand in the darkness observing prayer. Allah is seeing you, is watching you, and He knows everything about you. He knows your situation. For that, Allah knows everything about you. Even If you are in the greatest darkness or in the darkest darkness, Allah knows about you and He's watching you, He's seeing you. And you should also understand that Allah is hearing you. Whatever expression, whatever word you express, Allah is watching, is hearing. For Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned in one of the ayat in the Quran, in Surah Al-Zukhruf, أم يحسبون أن لا نسمع سرهم ونجواهم بلى ورسلنا لديهم يكتبون. Do they think that we don't hear their secret discussion or their private conversation? The secret discussion is rather secret of yourself. When you isolate yourself talking on something, Allah is hearing. And whenever you organize yourself having a private discussion, Allah Azza wa Jalla is hearing that. Allah said that, do they think we are absent-minded or we are not hearing their secret discussion or private conversation? You now say, Bella, nay, وَرُسُلُنَا لَدَيْهِمْ يَكْتُبُونَ. They are our messengers with them. Allah means the angels that are with them, writing down everything. Meaning, the word Bella there, meaning Allah Azza wa Jalla make it crystal clear that He heard everything, He's hearing everything. لذلك, it should be warned against expressing anything or any statement that can end with the wrath and the punishment of Allah Azza wa Jalla, or any word that you utter that can be counted against you on the day of resurrection. إن كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليكن خيرا أو ليصمت. Part of the belief in Allah Azza wa Jalla and the last day is for you to express righteousness, or you should be silent. Say something good, or you be silent, because whatever you utter, Allah Azza wa Jalla hears it and it's written down. For that, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, be careful of Allah Azza wa Jalla in these four aspects. In your action, in your expression, whatever you're about to do, look at it. Is it something good? Then you do it. That has to do with action. Then whenever you are about to express a word, what is the magnitude of that word? Is something better? Is what you're about to express beneficial or is detrimental? If it's beneficial, express it so that people benefit from it. If it's something that is detrimental, then you put a pause on it. It is better for you. Also, you should be careful of Allah Azza wa Jalla, your private, your seclusion. Whenever you are alone, be careful of Allah. And again, also learn to have a good thought. Thinking good. Don't allow evil to run in your mind. And even if evil run in your mind, divert it. Don't act it. That is those four aspects that you should take care of. Regarding to these, the Prophet ﷺ was asked regarding an ihsan, that is a peak of the domain of Islam. The Prophet ﷺ was asked regarding an ihsan. What was the response he gave? He gave to the person, to the one who made that inquiry. The one who made the inquiry was Angel Jibreel, the one who is in charge of bringing revelation from Allah Azza wa Jalla to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Came to him in a human form and asked him while he was sitting. He was sitting with his Sahaba. Asked him about the first domain of Islam, about the Islam itself. Ask him about the second domain, that is the Iman. Prophet give him response or answer him in these two questions. Then on the third domain, which is the point of reference to our Khutba, that he was asked about what is al-ihsan. The Prophet now mentioned that an ta'bud Allah is for you to worship Allah, be dutiful to Allah Azza wa Jalla ka'annaka tarah, as if you are seeing Allah physically, you are seeing Him physically. You are seeing Allah sitting, you are seeing Allah standing on you to do righteous actions. For the Prophet ﷺ mentioned in one hadith, إِنَّكُمْ لَن تَرَوْنَ رَبَّكُمْ حَتَّى تَمُوتُوا. You will never be able to see Allah Azza wa Jalla until you die. Yes, of course, you will never be able to see Allah. But when you are worshipping Allah, you are commanded to worship Allah Azza wa Jalla as if you are seeing Allah standing on you to do righteous action. Then the Prophet ﷺ now mention part of his definition. فَإِن لَمْ تَكُنْ تَرَاهُ. If you cannot see Allah, as long as you cannot see Allah Azza wa Jalla, فَإِنَّهُ يَرَاكَ. He, Allah Azza wa Jalla, is seeing you. Allah is watching you, is seeing you in every situation, in every of your discussion or conversation. Allah is watching you. He knows everything about you, your condition. He knows you more than yourself. لذلك, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, you should have it in the depth of your heart that Allah is seeing you, and be certain about that Allah is watching you, is listening to every of your conversation and discussion. Nothing is hidden from Allah in your expression. Nothing is hidden from Allah in your actions. Nothing is hidden from Allah Azza wa Jalla from your thoughts. Nothing is hidden from Allah Azza wa Jalla in your situation and your thoughts. He, Allah Azza wa Jalla, is exalted, the all-knowing. He hears everything. He sees everything. He is watching over everything and is always present on you. Don't think, since people don't know me yet, I can disobey Allah Azza wa Jalla. If people are not seeing you, people don't know you, Allah Azza wa Jalla knows you. He was the one who created you, and no one will be left. Everyone, rather, in the surah, in Surah Al-An'am, وَلَقَدْ جِئْتُمُونَا كَمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. As we are created, we come to the world here. Likewise, Allah will bring every single person back on the way of resurrection. No one will be left forgotten. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah Azza wa Jalla also mentioned in Surah Al-Hadid, saying, يَعْلَمُ مَا يَلْجُ فِي الْأَرْضِ. He, Allah, He knows what penetrates into the heart, into the earth. Whatever that penetrates into the earth is in the knowledge of Allah. وَمَا يَخْرُجُ مِنْهَا. Also, whatever emerges from the earth or comes out from the earth is in the knowledge of Allah Azza wa Jalla. وَمَا يَنزِلُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ. And whatever descends from the sky, from the heaven, is in the knowledge of Allah Azza wa Jalla. وَمَا يَعْرُجُ مِنْهَا. And whatever ascends thereto also is in the knowledge of Allah Azza wa Jalla. He now says, He is with you wherever you are. وَهُوَ مَعَكُمْ أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُمْ وَاللَّهُ مَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ. Allah is seeing your action. Get into action, Allah is seeing you. Brothers and sisters in Islam, being careful of Allah Azza wa Jalla privately and openly, it is a guarantee or a kind of evidence to show your integrity and your connection or your truthfulness with Allah Azza wa Jalla. For most of the calamities, chaos, trials and tribulations, evil that people are spreading on the face of the earth, most of them used to happen, they used to occur in seclusion. When people are alone, or when a particular person in an individual level, when a person is alone, or in a community level, when some group of people are alone in seclusion, this is where they plan evil. They plan their evil secretly before they act it openly. Kidnapping, raping, adultery, prostitution, and armed robbery, all these things are something which are planned in seclusion before they come out to display it. The planet, when when people are absent-minded before they display it, thinking that Allah Azza wa Jalla is not watching them, or no one is seeing them, thinking they are alone. ما يكون من نجوى ثلاثة إلا هو رابعهم ولا خمسة إلا هو سادسهم. The discussion of the three people, whenever they are discussing, they should know that Allah is the fourth of them. Four people that are discussing, Allah is the fifth of them. Whenever, whatever numbers you are, or whatever group that you create, having a secret discussion, know that Allah is with you, part of the numbers. While you are disobeying Allah, Allah is watching you, is seeing you. For that, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, always bring forth the one who is watching us, Allah Azza wa Jalla, the Lord of the heavens and the earth. Because it is in seclusion, people plan evil, planning robbery, and they act it openly. Mother prostitution is being planned and they demonstrate it openly. Likewise, in secret also, people plan betrayals, fraud, and so many things, and they come out to betray or defraud people. In seclusion also, people plan in violating the honor of other people. And also, secretly, people also transgress on the face of the earth. A lot of atrocities. Forgery also takes place also secretly, and things that has to do with bribery and corruption. All these things are being planned secretly before demonstrated openly. And my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, there is no way there is no way to protect the country and the citizen from all these calamities, abominations, evil, except by educating oneself to wage war against our nafs. To wage war against our nafs, and also to bring forth Allah Azza wa Jalla, to bring forth the watchfulness of Allah Azza wa Jalla, and to also cultivate the culture of watchfulness in the society, and educating the youth on this great character. The great character that is meant here, that is watchfulness of Allah Azza wa Jalla. You knowing that Allah is watching you, Allah is observing you. With that, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, it is a legislation upon each and every one of us. It is not optional for us to fear Allah Azza wa Jalla privately and openly, and for us not to dare disobeying Allah Azza wa Jalla while we are alone, to bring forth all the time the watchfulness of Allah Azza wa Jalla, knowing that Allah is looking at us, is watching us in every of our affairs. That is why one of our righteous predecessors made a statement in his poet that when you are alone, when a particular time you are alone, don't say I am alone or I'm in seclusion, but always tell your nafs that there is observer who is observing me, Allah, and never think Allah Azza wa Jalla is heedless regarding to your action at any time, and you should also put it in the depth of your heart that nothing is hidden from Allah Azza wa Jalla. For that, fear Allah Azza wa Jalla in your seclusion. Bring forth Allah Azza wa Jalla in everything you are doing. Be ashamed of Allah Azza wa Jalla, who is seeing you and who is hearing you. Lastly, when you are alone in darkness and your nafs, your soul, your inclination is inviting you to transgression, be ashamed of the one who is seeing you, Allah Azza wa Jalla, and tell your nafs that the one who created that darkness is actually watching you. This is the message to you. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to count us among those who benefit or who will benefit from what we